Okay, get. Nikki says the bands is on her on her desktop, on her laptop.
No,
so as soon as she.
Friday Night Lights is brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Health.
Well, welcome to Week 4, Friday Night Lights. Nick Canizales alongside Curtis Quillen. You know, our game of the week featured two teams that went in opposite directions last week.
They really did. Number 9 Clifton pitched a 45-0 shutout of a struggling Maypearl team. McGregor lost by 33 to number 8 Rogers of Class 3A Division II, who was in Clifton's district.
I'll tell you what, you know, the last time both teams met at Bulldog Stadium, McGregor came away with the victory, but that was 4 years ago. A good measuring stick game for both teams as district play rapidly approaching. Third quarter, Cubs up 14-7. Mason Breitenberger, the keeper, makes it a 35-yard gain. Set up very nicely right there. Next play, Riley Perry takes it in the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown run. Nice blocking right there. 21-7 Cubs. Bulldogs trying to make up for it here in their next drive. DeAndre McDaniel looking for a man, but the ball comes loose. Uh-oh. Cubs would recover. Turnovers in these games, I'll tell you what, so crucial. Fourth quarter, Cubs in the red zone. Riley Perry, the handoff. He's there again for the touchdown. Cubs up 28-7. This game just went final to Cubs. They win 28-22.
This week's Game of the Week is sponsored by Baylor Scott and White Health.
Clifton, a really nice win for Clifton.
Very nice win. Nikki Lattarulo been at this game from the very beginning. She joins us live from Bulldog Stadium, where Clifton was in total control tonight. Nikki.
Hey guys, I don't know what's going on here. They're all freaking me out. They're facing the opposite way, but they came out with the win, 28-22 over McGregor. This is why they're ranked number 9 in the state. I'm here with Coach Caniford and the rest of the team. Guys, why are you doing that? They're really freaking me out. But guys, you are our Week 4 Game of the Week champion, so
there you go.
Guys, take the trophy. They're really excited. They're really excited. All right.
All right.
Let them have their moment. Coach, I heard you saying, you were like, this wasn't a pretty win, but you need to win games like this. Just talk about how this really is going to set you guys up for the rest of the season.
Well, it's just a process. We try to get better every week. We talk about it every day in practice. As you know, if we can be a little bit better today than we were yesterday, that's what we're after. Thought we played really well at times, just not consistently enough to put a team like them away. And you have to give McGregor credit, man. Their kids battled the whole game and made it interesting there at the end, and we had to find a way to win, and just proud of our kids for getting it done at the end.
And at the end, they started coming back. Okay, see, this is high school, man. I love it. How did you make sure the guys were keeping their momentum up going into the end of the game? Because they were coming back.
Yeah, they were, and it really just gets back to, you know, what our core principle, just do your job. You know, if everybody will do their job, then we got an opportunity to be successful. I thought our offensive line was huge there in the fourth quarter. We had to get some first downs. We had to move the chains, and they were able to get that done.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations. All right. Where's Mason Brands over here? All right, Mason, that was a great game. You've been having a great season so far. Just talk about a little bit, like, I saw you get that long run to set up the touchdown. What was this game like for you guys?
Yeah, it's a big game, every game we go into. And this week, you know, we told each other it's going to be a dogfight. And, you know, just come out with a victory, the way these guys played tonight, you know, it's always good to win no matter how you win.
And how does this game really prepare you guys for the rest of the season?
I mean, every week, every game is going to get harder and harder, and we're going to get into games where we're going to have to play good teams. And this is a great team tonight, so this kind of sets us up for the year, and it's going to show, just kind of get us ready for what's to come.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where's Riley? Right here. Riley. He said he doesn't like to speak on camera, so I'm going to keep it easy. What does this win mean to you guys?
I mean, just playing 48 minutes, you're going to have to face teams deep in the playoffs where you're going to have to play 48 minutes. You can't just play 24 minutes and expect them to be done and on the sideline quitting and all that. You have to play 48 minutes, and that's what we did out here.
And toward the end, they started to come back. What were you guys saying in the huddle toward the end? You scored that touchdown. How did you keep your momentum up?
We're just positive. We're just a positive team out here. I mean, really, when you get down to it, if you're positive, you can do anything you want. So.
And what do you think is next for this team? You guys have the ranking, now district play starts.
The ranking, we don't worry about the ranking or anything where we are. We're just trying to get better every week. And if we get better every week, 1% better every week, and if we do that, we'll be great deep in the playoffs.
Congratulations. Congratulations. They're really hype. All right, back to you guys. We'll have more coming up the rest of the show. I'll have what happened during the game.
All right, Nikki, that's Nikki Lattarillo out there. I mean, huge win by them.
It is. And I think it even says a lot about McGregor that they're a legit contender in a tough 9-3 Division I.
No doubt about that. All right, let's go up the road in Bosqueville. Clint Zander and the Bulldogs looking to string together a little bit of win streak here today.
They dismantled Riker 60-12 for their first win last Friday. If they played like that tonight against number 8 Rogers, it would make a lot of noise around the state. The Eagles are flying high after 3 straight wins in which they've scored at least 53 points. They're hitting the road. They're in Bosqueville. Fireworks early on in this one. Heath Schiller on the opening drive fires to Jacob Glasgow in the flat. He rumbles and bumbles to the Bulldog 1. Next play, Christian Riley. The handoff, the score. The 2-point conversion is good. Rogers is up 8-0 early. Ensuing Bulldog drive. Watch this. Luke Bradshaw over the middle for Larson Hoffmeyer. 45 yards, and the Bulldogs are down to the Rogers 1. 2 plays later, and it's Davo McDonald. He finishes it off. 8-7. Rogers leads. Go to the big board. Rogers with another big win. That's actually a season-low point total, 52-20.
All right, number 9, Rockdale, looking to start the season 4-0, taking on the Panthers from Austin Hyde Park. Rockdale put their undefeated season on the line here. Panthers looking for that elusive first win. Tigers wasting no time, showing why they're undefeated. Almost a block punt to the on offense. Jace Robinson hands off to Cameron Valdez. Bust through the middle. He cannot be stopped. First down, Tigers. The 2 plays later, it's time for Robinson to use his arm. He finds Kobe Mitchell down the sideline all the way down to the 2-yard line. 1 play later, Cameron Valdez again for the touchdown. Panthers get the ball back, but guess what? They fumble. Picked up by Chase Mayfield, and the Tigers are off and running again. This time, the sideline pass goes out to Keyshawn Raven. He's in for the touchdown. They wouldn't miss the extra points. So 13-0 Rockdale. They would score in their first 3 possessions. Let's go to the big board. Curtis 66-7. Rockdale remains undefeated.
That Rockdale backfield is going to be dangerous this year. Scores from around Class 3A. Grosbeck up 34-28 late on Eustis at home. Brownsboro up on West at 34-32. Let's go to Giddings, where Cameron is up 42-27. That's a good Giddings team too. And Gerald dismantles Rosebud Lot 70-0. Academy on top of a bad Florence team 56-7, and Troy on top of Hillsboro 41-21. Oh, and Hamilton, they're on top of early in the 4th 40-28.
All right, guys, we're just getting started right here on Friday Night Lights. Don't go anywhere. We'll dive into Class 5A, actually Class 6A and 5A next. Welcome back. Let's move up to Class 6A, where Temple has bounced back really nicely after a season-opening loss to Cedar Ridge.
Back-to-back wins over Monterey, Mexico and Harker Heights have built a little momentum for Scott Stewart and his Panthers, but it doesn't get easier tonight. They have a good test against Shoemaker, a much-improved Shoemaker team. Pick it up in the third. Shoemaker up 14-10. Kajari Herrera takes the handoff to the right side, breaks a tackle, keeps driving his legs for a few extra yards. 13 on the pickup, and it's Graywell first down. 3 plays later, DeAndre Exford goes to his right, cuts back all the way across the field. No one's going to catch him. 38 yards, 21-10. It's Shoemaker at that point. 38-21. Temple leads in the fourth. A strong Wildcat comeback.
Holy smokes, sir. Let's head out to Leo Buckley Stadium. Military Appreciation Night. Killeen scoring off against Copper's Cove. First quarter action, James Terry finds DeAndre Monroe. The bubble screen hits the sidelines, picks up a gain of 22 and a Rue first down. Then Terry hits Quamon Williams, makes one man miss, dives forward for a gain of 6. They're just chipping along there. Later, Rue's keep it in the air. Terry to Gadarius Marshall, 15 yards on the play. Killeen knocking on touchdown's door. Then Marshall would punch it in from 2 yards out right here. They would put Killeen up 6-0. So they would set up for the extra point. The snap, high. Brandon Fox runs to his right. He starts running like a fox. No one's going to catch him. Bruce with a 2-point conversion, 8-zip at that point. How about this? Copper's Cove comes all the way back. They're leading late fourth quarter, 34-29.
That's a good game right there. Let's go to Tiger Field in Belton. The Tigers hoping to go 2-0 in district play against Harker Heights in the second. Belton up 21-7, looking for more. The snap way too low. Bounces 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Tigers would end up punting, and after the Knights go 3 and out, Jason Stevens fields the punt here for Belton. At his 40, makes one man miss, cuts back up the field, runs out of bounds after a gain of 20. A nice return. Very next play, Ruben Jimenez, quick to bubble screen to Riley Madden. Jalen Gilroy knocks the ball loose. What a hit. Knights recover. They go into the half with Belton leading 21-7. 21-14 Tigers is your final. They're 2-0.
All right, Curtis, last night Ellison Midway played a classic at Leo Buckley Stadium right there. Midway, unbelievable. Second play of the second quarter, still scoreless. Breezion Spiller rolls out. He's cocking back, throws it, fumbles. It rolls Midway's direction. Luke Horner scoops it up, setting up the Panther near midfield. Now, ensuing drive from Midway. And I'll tell you what, this was a Midway team we talked about that hasn't lost a district game in such a long time. Will Nixon from the 1, number 7 makes it 7-0 Panthers. Eagles would answer on the next drive. Spiller, you're going to see him in your picture here, scrambles to his left, going to heave one into the end zone. This is a great job by Traylon Williams coming back, making the catch, gets the touchdown. We're tied at 7-7. This game would go to overtime, tied at 21.
And then it gets weird from there.
All right, go ahead and take it away, Curtis.
Ellison starts the OT with the ball. So Spiller scrambling to his right on 4th down. Heaves it downfield, going for it all, and Gerard London returns this interception for Midway to midfield where he stopped, so it's Panther ball. Then 4th down for Midway. They can win it here with a 42-yard field goal. Bryce Bolin kicks it. It is blocked by Antonio Brunson off the edge. We're headed to double OT. Midway gets the ball first in the second OT. On 4th down, Bolin again, 31. It ain't blocked that time. It is money. Ellison gets the ball next. It's 24-21. Midway, first play. Spiller on the option to his left, gets to the sideline, and he is gone to the Midway 3. Yeah. No flag on that play, by the way. 19-yard field goal to force a third overtime, and it is wide left. Midway survives. They still have not lost a district game in 6 years.
Ellison deserved to win the game, and I thought we deserved to win the game. And unfortunately, one person, one team gets to win the game, and fortunately, that was us. So, I feel good about that. We still got a lot of work to do, so we're going to go back and start looking at it tomorrow.
And then that's exactly what they're going to plan to do. Let's head over to Waco ISD Stadium. Little 5-5A Division II action. University looking for its first district win of the season, hosting Cleburne. Second quarter, Yellow Jackets leading with the ball. Cleo Chandler extends that lead, scoring from 4 yards out. The PAT is good. It's 27 Yellow Jackets. Then ensuing Trojan drive. Check out Jeremiah Stroop. 1, 2, 3, 4 tackles. Wow. He breaks on this one. My goodness. Gets to the sideline, gets down to the Yellow Jacket 19. Once you count in a late hit flag against Cleburne. Same drive, Stroop from the 4. He's money. 2-point conversion cuts the Cleburne lead to 20-15. Let's go to the board. And they are down right now, 41-29. That's a good Cleburne team.
All right, well, we will be right back with our game of the week. Nikki Lattarullo out there in McGregor. Don't miss it. Don't go anywhere. Log on to KCNTV.com for our live stream portion. Also, you can get us on Facebook Live.
And on the Channel 6 app on your smartphone. Whatever screen you've got, we're there. We'll see you there.
Friday Night Lights is brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Health.
And welcome back to our live stream portion. Nick Gonzalez alongside Curtis Quillen. Let's go back out to our game of the week where Clifton knocks off McGregor 28-22. Nicky Lattarilla was there from the very beginning and joins us from Bulldog Stadium. Nick, I mean, that's a big win for Clifton out there.
Hey guys, so I got here in the second half once they were down 14. Well, they were up 14-7, but I heard the first half wasn't pretty, and then when I got here, Clifton scored a touchdown. Mason Brandenbury, he was the one really holding the team together. He made a 35-yard run, and then him and Riley Perry were like a Mahomes-Kelsey type of duo. They were really helping each other out, but then McGregor they weren't ready to be done yet. So in the fourth quarter, they scored 2 touchdowns, and they got the score up to 22. So it was 28-22, but Clifton they were not ready to either lose. So they ended up getting all the way to the red zone at the end of the game where it ended, the clock ran out. But I would say if there was about 5 minutes more, I think this game would have been tied because McGregor was not holding up. But I had the chance to listen to McGregor head coach's speech at the end of the game to his team, and pretty much he was saying this was not a pretty win, like that was not how I wanted you guys to play, but teams need wins like that to help them progress throughout the season. So he said he's happy this wasn't district play, so they pretty much worked really hard, but he also was saying like his offensive line was what he thinks won the game for them, because he said they had great coverage, and if they weren't holding at the end of the game, he thinks that they would have not won. So I think this was a great matchup. I didn't think that they were going to come back like this because they were down by so much, and they scored 2 touchdowns at the end. They were hyped on the side, but definitely like a little sloppy at times, but definitely like a good game of the week, I would say.
And I'll tell you what, McGregor put on that's a good showing though. A very good showing from last week.
I think you're right.
They did.
This game for McGregor, I think, says they can compete with Teague, they can compete with West, they can compete with the defending state champion Grandview, who's in their district coming up 2 weeks is when they start.
We'll see what happens coming up next week. Nick,
and when I spoke to when I spoke to Coach Shields at the beginning of the game, he was saying that like we haven't had a good pass with this team, but I mean a good pass with that team, but he was saying like I think if we're gonna win, like this is gonna be the time to do it. So they did really well, and I think both teams are teams to look out for this year because great talent on both sides.
Coach Shields talked to me a couple of days ago. He said this is just a good measuring stick for this team for district play. Non-district doesn't really matter, but it's what district play does matter. And I tell you what, they put on a great performance. If they do this during district play, they can be a force to be reckoned with.
Because they've got heavy hitters in that district, and Teague is playing more heavy hitters. And then Grandview, obviously, I mean, they're the #1 team. They played #2 Malakoff tonight. And then you've got Grosbeck playing heavy hitters. That is a brutal district, and it's going to be so much fun to watch in 2 weeks.
All right, let's move up to Class 4A. La Vega Pirates, a big win over Austin LBJ last week, but it wasn't a win that Don High was too happy about.
No, but a win is a win. La Vega turned the ball over 4 times, including 3 in the first half. Could they clean it up tonight? They hit the road to the Field in Pflugerville to face Pflugerville, the Panthers there. This game, I'm just going to answer that one early for you. Yeah, they cleaned it up. It's all Pirates early. You see,
knockout punch. It was like Mike Tyson against Peter McNeely.
Yeah, there's one touchdown, and then here's another one from Landry McKinney going with the handoff. I believe that's Jarquay Walton, and that's into the end zone. This one all Pirates. Let's go to the big board. 61-0 the final of Vega Rolls.
All right, Connolly moved up 1 spot this week's rankings to #3. Cadets went on the road, scored off against Gatesville. They had a neon yellow out to show support for anyone they knew with cancer. First quarter action, Kavion Gaither hands off to Javion Sunday. He's going to run it all the way down the field for the first down around the 30-yard line. Boy, those jerseys are really bright.
It's a really good cause,
a few plays later. Sunday finishes what he started, gets the handoff, touchdown, extra point good, 7-zip Cadets. Now, next drive, Gatesville. They would make it down the field, 1st and goal. Logan Edwards tries to run it himself. He is going to dive in for the end zone, fumbles a football. Connolly recovers. Hey, But you know what? Those cadets, they just keep rolling. 50-21 your final.
Gatesville's really young this year. They're going to figure it out, though. Lorena coming off a crazy come-from-behind win over Lampasas last week. Tonight they welcome Teague to Leopard Field. Leopards lead 27-13 at the half. Lorena gets the ball first in the second half. Watch this. A.J. Brem, sloppy snap. He gets the catch. She picks up the Lorena first down. And then later in the drive, Bradley Lina is going to go in the backfield, finding his favorite target. That's Baylor softball coach Glenmore's son, Ty. It's picked off, though, off his hands. 34-13, Lorena wins this one. Scores from around Class 4A, China Spring. Ooh, wow. Alvarado gets the last laugh on that one, 49-41. It's a good Alvarado team. Mahia Cold Spring Oakers canceled because of the flooding from Tropical Storm Imelda down in southeast Texas. Robinson gets a close win over an athletic Whitney team, 33-27. Salado, a narrow win by a field goal, 24-21 over Robert Little's Taylor. And then Holland, 27-7. They are rolling in Holland. I told you they would be. I told you they would be.
All right. Bruce Valetti, Ayers leading rusher. Nathan Quattlebaum ran for 176 yards and 2 scores in a win over Chilton. We know that guy. Hey, must be nice being off today. Hey, could he add to that total against the Lions from Granger? Well, he would have to wait. The Lions get on the board first. Junior quarterback Thomas Rhodes hands off to freshman DJ McClellan. The youngster does the rest all the way to the corner up to the end zone. 7-zip Lions. But hey, guess what? Very next play, it's Mr. Quattlebaum, Curtis.
He's good.
Unbelievable. 78 yards to the house, blown past the secondary. Where's everybody else at? Nowhere to be found. Homecoming crowd fired up. Eagles would go for 2. They would get it 8-7 at that point. But Granger would come storming back with the ground game of their own. This time it's going to be junior running back Carlos Reyna. There's a bird out there. He's partying up there. Breaks a few tackles, slips the corner on the far side. He's gone 55 yards for the score. They would go for 2. They would get it 15-8 in the first quarter. Let's go to the big board. Late
29-20.
Wow.
Let me explain something. Granger moved up into the top 10 this week. They are legit, and this says a lot about Bruce Valetti.
Wow.
All right, Central Texas Christian School coming off a hard-fought win over San Marcos Baptist last week. They keep it rolling against Bartlett tonight. 27-6 is the final.
Scores from around Class 2A. Chilton 28-7 over Axtell. Look at Marlin. 1 point they fall to Italy 21-20. Also Moody blows up Meridian 48-7. Look at Martin.
Wow.
All over Riesel.
I knew that game would be
72-0. Yeah, because Martin did not lose back-to-back games. That was the first time since 2013, I believe.
And I don't know when the last time Riesel's won in this rivalry is, though.
I know it's incredible.
Oof.
All right, Toller 30-7 over Goldthwaite. Thrall wins big at Heiko 47-13. San Sabic and Tenney is just a cruise. They are so good, 70-0. And Thorndale, big winners over Dawson, 42-8. Valley Mills, 17-7 over Hubbard.
It's a good win.
And Bremond puts it on Riker on the road, 58-26.
Gilmer Union Hill, 22-18 on top of Aquila.
All right, scores from around Class A. Abbott, they fall to Bryson, 26-18. Blum wins big, 50-0.
That's a big win for them, too.
That is. Do we have some other scores? Waco Parkview, 40-18 over Golson. Coolidge shuts out Jonesboro, 17-zip.
You don't see shutouts in 6-man, let alone 17-0 games.
And then Vanguard, they fall 54-0 tonight.
All right, what else we got for you?
Some 6-man football. Oh, we know those ugly guys.
We know
Mike
those guys.
Lucas.
And Justin Woodard.
Holy
I
smokes.
hope that was a reverse. How about some 6-man? Temple Holy Trinity up against Allen Academy and Bryan. Last but not least, you know, they're undefeated hosting Holy Trinity. And in all seriousness, this game.
Where are they at here?
I don't even know where we're at anymore.
I think he's going to take it 40 yards to the house.
Is that where we're at on this?
This is to Brent Tucker.
All Rams in this one. Last touchdown here. Boyd with enough time in the pocket to do his taxes. And
he's not a long way from now.
This looks like Eli Manning in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. That's another Allen Academy touchdown. Big board, 54-8. The final, Rams, they win.
All right, look, you saw earlier, Belton, a big win at home. We have their main man, the man of the hour.
The new athletic director.
Yeah, head coach Sam Skidmore on the phone. Coach, thank you for joining us. Big win tonight at home, especially a district win. How proud are you of your boys tonight?
Oh, extremely proud. It was a tale of two halves, and I was proud of our kids fighting through adversity, and, you know, nothing like being 2-0 in district.
Well, Coach, you guys played a little bit brutal of a non-district schedule. Number 7 Westlake, a really good Round Rock team. Then it doesn't get easier. You open at Coppers Cove to open district play. What clicked coming out of that Round Rock game for you guys as you go into a really just wild 12-6A?
Well, we really had a great second half. You know, we were a little sluggish the first half against Round Rock, and our kids really started gelling together second half. And, you know, we lost a lot of senior leadership last year, and, you know, that's why we played that tough non-district schedule, so we could be ready to go.
What were some of the positives that you saw to your team tonight?
Well, I saw our defense stand up and stand tall when they needed to, and, you know, we were pretty banged up on the offensively, and I saw our kids step up and make plays. We pulled a couple sub-varsity JV kids up, and they got in the game, and they played really well. So I was just proud of our kids' heart and fight and determination to get the win.
What was the thing that sparked this team tonight in y'all's win over Harker Heights?
I think a lot has to do with energy. You know, our guys are really buying into playing for each other, and you know, we preach 1-0, and they're starting to buy into that philosophy about being 1-0. You know, it doesn't matter what happened to play before or what happened in the first half or what happened in the first quarter. Is being 1-0 the next play, and that's what football's about. And they're really finding that and gelling together as a unit.
Coach, what do you guys need to work on before next week's game? What do you need to fine-tune?
Well, we really got to fine-tune some things offensively, get the offensive line gelling a little better. We would like to be able to run the ball a little better than what we did tonight. But, you know, they came through when we needed them to come through. And, you know, there's always things to clean up. You know, I talked to our guys at the 0-2 start. You don't want to be playing our best football week 1 or week 2. We want to be playing our best football week 10, week 11.
Coach, I want to get your thoughts. I'm looking at your schedule. It doesn't get easier from here. I'm looking at the district standings, and it's just wacky and wild. What are your thoughts on the state of this district? What are your thoughts on what this race is going to look like as you guys inch toward week 11, week 12, week 13?
I think it's going to be every week's going to be a battle in this district, and I think you saw last night with Ellison taking Midway to double overtime. I mean, every game you got to be ready to play, and you know, a ball bounced a certain way, one play can change the whole outcome of the game, and I think it's going to be a tight race from first place all the way through ninth place in this district.
How beneficial was it playing those two really, really tough non-district games to help you get prepared for district play, because you're going to be playing in the gauntlet week in and week out?
Oh, it's big, and that's why I scheduled it. You know, playing Westlake week 1, they're going to expose a lot of things. They're a very sound football team. They're a really good football team, and they'll expose a lot of things. And you know, and then playing Round Rock is very athletic, and Coach Cheatham does a great job down there. But you know, with the district being in a 9-team district and starting district week 3, we knew we had to create a tough non-district schedule to get our kids ready, especially going in this year. We knew we were going to lose a lot of seniors and lose a lot of returning starters. So gave our kids an opportunity to play in an atmosphere like Westlake against Westlake week 1, who've never played a varsity snap, and grow and learn from that experience.
You get to see Ruben Jimenez under center every single day. What is that young man like at practice? Because from the outside looking in, Coach, it really looks like he is kind of the spark that for your offense night in and night out. Oh, he is, and the proudest thing of him is he's developing into a fantastic leader. He's really leading that offense. You know, when offensive linemen have a bad play, he picks them up and passes them on the back, and he's the catalyst that drives us on the ground and through the air, and he's been making really great decisions. You know, he's really spent a lot of time in the offseason learning the offense and really fine-tuning things in his read and his mechanics, and I couldn't be prouder of him.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Big win tonight, and good luck against Shoemaker next week. Hey, they played Temple really, really solid tonight, so it's going to be a really good matchup next week.
Oh, absolutely. This district's going to be tough week in and week out.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
That is a Thursday night game, too, and I am pumped.
That's going to be
awesome.
It's going to be solid. I mean, I was out there at the Temple game, and I'll tell you what, Shoemaker gave Temple everything they had. They led at halftime. They came out with a big touchdown to early in the third quarter. Temple went ahead, and they struck right back and then just ended up pulling away in the fourth quarter. But, hey,
everybody's beatable in this district, but everybody's capable of winning this district. I think we saw that last night. Ellison showed that they are not only going to contend, they're going to push for a playoff spot, and they showed that Midway is beatable. They're not invincible like they have been for so long. This is a really, really wild district this year, and I'm just going to kick back eat some popcorn, and watch it all play out.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. All right. Last week, of course, we had a lot of wild finishes, but the Connolly game was really wild.
It was nuts.
I mean, they had to come from behind. They needed a big fourth quarter from JV Sunday, and that is why he is our Channel 6 Player of the Week.
By the end of week 3, the Connolly Cadets remained unbeaten, but that third win did not come easy. The Cadets were down 20-7 at half, with their best player sitting out with injury.
Well, we had first started out slow, and I had got hurt in the second quarter at the end of the first quarter. So I sat out that second quarter, and then we went to halftime. I wasn't even supposed to play, but came back in, told them that I'm good, and I didn't want to lose to China Serene.
JV Sunday, senior running back and Washington commit, was not ready to let this game slip away. He came back in during the fourth quarter and rushed for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns to pull the Cadets in front 21-20 over China Spring.
Well, Javion's a tough kid. I've been telling everybody all along, he's one of the toughest kids I've ever coached, and, mentally and physically, and, he got banged up a little bit in the first half, and once we got him to the fourth, he took it and ran with it.
The Cadets have historically been a pretty good program, but this year, something feels different.
You're just more excited to play. And last year, we were pretty good too, but this year, we're trying to go get something, trying to go get the state.
Everybody's on the same page, wants to be 4-0, and just want to keep it going.
The Connolly Cadets have their sights set on state, but Coach Anderson preaches being 1-0 every day is the only way to be a 10-0 football team.
We have goals. That's the thing. Every day we come down here, we got goals to get better and to get the next one. We want to be 1-0 every week, and we talk about our goals on a daily basis. We want to be a 10-0 football team. In order to be 10-0, you got to be 1-0 every week.
Tell you what, those Connolly Cadets, they are absolutely on fire.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. The thing that fascinates me with the most, and we're going to get to it here in just a sec whenever we talk big picture, they're in Region 2, 4A Division 2, Region 2. Let me explain something to you. Dave Campbell's Texas Football earlier this week tweeted out the toughest districts in each classification. Connolly's district, District 8, 4A Division 2, is the toughest in 4A Division 2. Also in that region is the defending state runner-up, Texarkana Pleasant Grove, who won state 2 years ago.
You spoke about them many times throughout the week.
Yeah, and they are legit. I've never seen someone pass so efficiently, and I watched them against Connolly last year, and I watched them in the state championship game against Cuero last year. I've never seen an offense that is a wing T offense pass the ball so efficiently. I've never seen a team that's been all around that good and that physical when they throw the ball that much. It's mind-boggling, and a lot of the talk around the state has been about their quarterback going into this year, but Connolly seems poised to make noise. If we're looking at down the road, the District 8 champion and the District 5 champion, which would be Pleasant Grove, and probably either Robinson, Lorena, or Connolly, would meet in the 4th round. That's the regional final.
Yeah.
That's the 2A division. That's the 4A Division 2 Region 2 final. That's the state quarterfinal. That matchup, to quote Greg Tepper from Dave Campbell's, is tasty because there's a lot that could happen there.
I'll tell you what, Connolly, awesome on both sides of the football. They have a defense that is just suffocating, an offense that can explode any time of the week. It's going to be a really interesting time to watch them from here on out. Let's go back out to our game of the week one more time. Nick Latarillo joins us live from Bulldog Stadium. And Nikki, what's your take from tonight's game that you liked about Clifton?
Okay, I can't hear you guys. Okay. Hey guys, I heard you guys talking about Connolly. I was there earlier, and that team, honestly, that's a crazy. You saw my Gridiron Player of the Week, JV Sunday. He's just dominating. He had a touchdown when I was there, and then I'm pretty sure he scored again, but I had left at that point. But that's definitely going to be a team to watch. These two teams, Clifton, I see Clifton making a seriously long run because they have a great program. Their coach and the players, they're like, he was saying to them, smile, you could look happy. You guys are so serious. They were being so serious. And I also think McGregor is going to make it far because they performed really well. But I also was listening to them on the sidelines, and they were getting down on themselves. They were saying, one of the kids was pumping up the other kid. He was like, come on, there's winners and losers in football. We can't always win. We're going to be fine. So both of these teams, I think, also it's not district play yet. So this is like not a real indicator of how the season's going to go, I don't think, but I think it definitely shows how each team is going to perform. Come district play, I think Clifton's going to make it far, and Connolly, I have a good feeling about them because they were playing really well. So I think they ended up winning like 50-20 or something like that. So definitely a bunch of good teams we're seeing out here.
No doubt about that.
Shane Anderson's been pointing at this team for ages.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And this is a team that is going to do it. Also, we have La Vega over there that could – do they rumble tonight?
That whole area of Central Texas is just filled with great football. You've got on one side of 35 – Connolly, on the other one, La Vega, and they're both top 3. They're both number 3 in their classifications. It's nuts, man.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Let's go ahead and kind of break this down here for Class 4A Division I. And we talked about La Vega, how they're just steamrolling right now. And who else we have on that list there?
You look at 4A Division I. Brownwood cracked into the top 10 this past week. Let me actually flip back to that portion of it. Yeah, Brownwood, which is in District 5 4A Division I, cracked into the top 10. They're number 3 in the state. Let me run you through Brownwood's schedule real quick. They shut out Brock on the road. That's a 3A Division I power, and they beat them 10-0. Oh, so then they go to Snyder, right? Good West Texas school. They host them, beat them 70-3. Last week, Graham, 4A Division II power. Yeah. That should be a good game, right? 28-14 they win. Tonight they play Wichita Falls Rider. I don't know the final score to that game, but that was a really interesting matchup. I think Brownwood is poised. I mean, you go into the season and you look at the 4A Division I District 5 prediction, and it was La Vega 1, Stephenville 2, China Spring 3, and then Brownwood 4. Brownwood might finish higher than 4th. China Spring, La Vega, and Brownwood are the 3 teams I think are going to be competing for a district title right now. Because China Spring, that's a physical Alvarado team. Yeah, China Spring took their lumps tonight, but they kept it close on the road. That Alvarado team went toe-to-toe with Kennedale. So, and we all know about Kennedale. When you play Kennedale, that is a physical football team. And if you can go toe-to-toe with them, you can take a sledgehammer to just about anybody. And that's what Alvarado did to China Spring tonight. They'll learn from it, and then they don't open district until week 7.
They got a ways to go.
They got, 3 weeks until they open district.
They got a ways to go. Say they pretty much from here on out, they're going to be battling, playing really good teams. And then once you get in that district play, it's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're going to start swinging, take your punches, but you're going to punch right back, and that's what they're going to plan on doing.
Exactly. Let's take a step down to 4A Division II real quick, because there's something that I discovered, and I texted you about it this week. Yeah. So since you stuck around this long, we're going to let you know. So I subscribe to some stuff so that I can look up more advanced information and actually, so I can explain it better to you what your team is going to do here in Central Texas. So one of those is Computer Metrics that ranks each team in its own classification from top to bottom. So in 6A, it ranks all 252 6A schools 1 to 252. So it does that for every division. 4A Division II. District 8. We have talked about it all season, and we're going to keep talking about it until the last one of those teams is eliminated. That's Connolly, Mejia, Madisonville, Fairfield, Salado, Robinson, that district. And I left the school out probably because it's a 7-team district. All 7 teams are ranked in the top half of 4A Division II. The lowest one is Mejia at 37 out of 90.
Yeah, that's crazy because then they couldn't play at Cold Spring Oakhurst because of the massive flooding down there in the Houston area.
And the reason that, if you look on Twitter, you'll see Frank Sandoval, the head coach at Mejia, was so trying so hard to get another game. You think, oh, it's non-district. What does it matter? They open district play next week in that district. They host Madisonville. Then they have a bye. If I'm playing Madisonville next week, I'd like to have a game this week too. I understand there are very much reasons out of our control, and trust me, we said it. We were crossing our fingers we'd get to play football tonight, and we're so grateful we did because our friends, and especially for you, family down in Southeast Texas,
back at home, down in the Coleman area,
didn't get to talk about football tonight.
The only game they played was number 2 Jasper that got to play all of Southeast Texas.
Yeah.
So
Meadville had to cancel its JV games last night against Yoakum, and I don't know that they're even going to play the varsity game on that one. I haven't looked on that. But if you look at District 8 4A Division II, Salado gets a win tonight. Mejia, they're 1-2 going into district. Madisonville played Navasota tonight. Last I heard, that game was tied. This is a really interesting matchup. I've said my 3, right? I don't know if Robinson, Connolly, and Lorena are going to compete for a district championship in my eyes. Who are you?
Yeah,
who do you
that's
think?
it. I can't disagree with that.
But
I still think that Connolly's going to win district. But I can't disagree that those three are the three powerhouses of that district. But they're going to finish. I think Connolly's going to finish 1, Lorena possibly 2, Robinson 3. Even though Robinson played really well tonight and got a good win at home, but I think that when it's all said and done, those 3 are going to make the playoffs, with Connolly going to be on top. Until somehow, if something catastrophic happens to Connolly, they're going to be rolling into the district championship and rolling into the playoffs on a really, really good note.
We say that next week. Connolly gets Salado. That's a home game. It's a winnable game, but it's also
Salado,
a losable game.
Yeah.
Salado is really physical, really good, and I cannot reiterate this enough. The triple option is hard to defend.
It's hard to videotape too.
Yeah, it is.
So it's hard to defend and hard to videotape. Trust me.
And so Salado presents challenges just with the offense it runs. Then you factor in the athletes they have and how strong their offensive and defensive line is. That's a big test for Connolly. And then 2 weeks from now, and we've had this one circled on our calendar since day 1, Lorena and Connolly at Leopard Stadium in Lorena. That is.
Yeah, that's game of the week material right there.
That is. We also have a game of the week material in 3A Division 1. I want to touch on 3A D1 briefly, mostly for this matchup. Troy opens District 10 3A Division 1 play on Friday night next week at Yo Field against the Cameron Yeomen. Oh, my gosh.
I think that might be our game of the week.
We're going to have to look at the whole schedule. That is as good of a matchup on paper as it gets.
Solid. Cameron Yo is solid. That is a prime time game.
2 top 15 teams in the preseason.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that. I told you earlier I want to talk 3A Division 2 a little bit because we've kind of neglected on them a little bit. We joked earlier, but it's true. Rogers scored a season low 52 points tonight. And if you went up to Charlie Roten before the season and said, Coach, your season low through week 4 is going to be 52 points, I think he'd have gone, you're crazy, but I'll take it. Because that's a good Bosqueville team. I mean, Bosqueville is tested. Pardon the crack in my voice. They played, number 1 Mart week 1. Then week 2 they played, McGregor? And then last week they go to Riker, which is that's an air raid team. And then they blew them out.
60 on them.
Yeah. And so this is a really good Bosqueville team. And I want to say Bosqueville also opens district next week. And I'm going to try and look that up before the end of the show. So Rogers, number 8 in 3A Division 2, they get a big win tonight. Clifton gets a really physical win against McGregor tonight, 28-22. All right, so then you look at it from that perspective, okay? Who's in their district? Well, that's a 5-team district. We know the 4 playoff teams. I'm not trying to be rude when I say this. Florence, probably not a playoff team this year. It's a 5-team district, and it's Rogers, it's Lexington, it's Clifton, it's Hamilton, Rogers, Lexington, Clifton, Hamilton, and Florence. And I'm not trying to be rude.
No, but somebody's got to be out, and it's going to be Florence.
If Hamilton can beat Moody, Hamilton can beat Florence. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. But that's just the way I think it is. And so, okay, what's the seeding picture on this one going to be? Okay, are we looking at November 8th when Clifton comes down to Bell County as a district championship game? Or Lexington, as battle-tested as Lexington is, can they bring that team back up into the top 2 where they were last year? Because Lexington is a proud program. They're a really good program. They are very physical. They play a great brand of small school football. They're going to compete for a district championship too. So I think those 3 are going to compete for the top 3 seeds. You have to think Rogers Clifton might be for a district title. And Coach Roten and Coach Caniford, I can hear them texting me right now telling me, why are you talking about week 11? It's week 4. But I mean, that district is just all kinds of interesting just because of those 2 teams.
The possibilities that lies ahead.
Yeah. I think, by the way, Holland.
How about Holland, what they did to Crawford tonight? That's impressive.
Play. They open district play next week, I believe. Your live coverage of me flipping to my notes to find statistics on the Holland Hornets. You guys need. I have 2 days off during the week, and this is what I do. I make 60 pages worth of notes on high school football because I want to sound smart. So Holland ranks 8th out of 94 teams in that computer metric I was telling you about in 2A Division 1. I think that's the highest ranking in our viewing area, I believe, and Crawford would be the closest one after that. So, yeah, they open district play, they go on the road, and they play one of the teams in that district that Coach Talbert has been telling me he has been worried about since the word go. Yeah. That is Hearn. And that matchup, to me, Hearn has athletes. Holland is really, really physical, really, really good. I think we're going to get we got a really good indicator tonight. We got a really good indicator 2 weeks ago. The two biggest powerhouse programs that Holland played during non-district play, they beat them.
Yeah.
And they beat they beat Crawford handedly, and then they go to Mart and get a win there. I mean, Holland, I think they can win this district, and then you have to look down the road. And I'm going to toss these down on the floor real quick. You look down the road. Okay, the top 3 of the top 5 teams in the state in 2A Division I are all in Region 4. That's Holland's district. So you've got number 1 Refugio, who, by the way, plays Mart next week.
Mart goes on the road.
If he was willing to send me 6 hours, Coach Hoffman, I'd see in Refugio. But all joking aside, Refugio, they play Mart next week. We're going to get a good indicator on how good the Bearcats are. But I think or the Bobcats, but I think they're legit. Number 2, Shiner, the Comanches are loaded, and they are not slowing down. And then I think it's number 4 is Mason right now, and wow, the defending state champion. So you look at it. If you get to the 3rd round, if you're that lucky and you get to the regional semifinal, you're one of the last 4 teams standing. So you're looking at it, and if you have Holland in there, that means you've got Holland against Mason and Refugio against Shiner. And all of those matchups are crazy. And then the winners of those games have to play the next week. So you go from playing one physical team to playing another one, and you got to hope you're healthy at that point. I think that there's a lot that could go crazy this football season. Another 2, and that loss tonight, that's a good loss. And I know I can hear Delbert Kelm calling us right now.
There's no
good loss.
No good loss.
Sure. But if you're going to lose a game, number 10 Holland's the one to lose before you get into district play. Because Crawford, their district, is also really intriguing to me. Number 3 San Saba looms. That game is in San Saba.
They just dropped tonight.
Yeah, on Snook, a really good 2A Division II school. And so, oh man, there's all kinds of stuff in District 7 2A Division I. Then you go District 8 2A Division I. That's the Bosqueville, Riesel, Italy, Bruce Villetti district. Coach Zander was telling us earlier in the week, Clint Zander, the head coach at Bosqueville, was telling me earlier in the week, their games against Riesel, Italy, and Bruce Villetti will have major playoff and playoff seeding implications. And we saw how good Bruce Villetti is tonight. Courtney, if you can see if we've got a final on Bruce Villetti and Granger. Granger's a top 10 team in 2A Division II. Courtney Wilson is our producer. I think Bruce Villetti proved that they are a contender in District 8 2A Division I.
Very well. Isaac Waddlebaum is one of the best running backs in the entire area. I don't care what classification. The kid is unbelievable.
And keep in mind, Bruce Villetti's doing all of this. They lost one of their best defenders because it was J.B. Cheney's son. And J.B. Cheney, the former head coach of Bruce Villetti, is now the defensive coordinator at Holland. And he's anchoring that Holland defense, but he was a Bruce Villetti Eagle last year. So they're doing all of this with losing a key piece like that. That speaks volumes to what Kyle Shopik is doing there at Bruce Villetti. And that district is going to be all kinds of crazy. I know we've already got matchups on our calendar that we're looking at.
No doubt about that, man. Hey, you need to have your own TV show and your own high school football segment. Curtis Quille, an unbelievable week, unbelievable night. Week 4, we got week 5 next week. Season's already halfway over. And like you talked about, Troy, Cameron Yo at Yo Field, going to be a really good one. Before we go tonight, though, we announced our Battle of the Bands winner, the Conley Cadets, on Tuesday.
Another big win for them tonight.
Yeah, they had a big one tonight. There they are. Take a listen to them. We'll see you next week under the lights on Friday Night Lights. Have a great weekend.